Morning, everyone. And so we come today on the 22nd of January to the feast of St. Vincent. I'm always reminded of that name, St. Vincent, as being the label that you see on a wine bottle sometimes, or a fairly inexpensive bottle of wine. But some people might enjoy it. St. Vincent was a deacon, and he was an early martyr, martyred in around about the year 304. And again, as we said earlier on this week, a lot of people were martyred in these difficult times, dying for their faith, dying because they stood up and knew what it is they should do. And I should say fearlessly. I doubt it was fearlessly, but they did so with conviction and would be prepared to take it. In Mark's Gospel, chapter 3 today, it says, "Is it against the law on the Sabbath to save life?" Now, it's coming from more or less the same passage that we had yesterday, except yesterday was chapter 2. But it's again focusing on the Sabbath. Is it right for somebody to save a life on the Sabbath? Because it's supposed to be a day of rest. And clearly, we need to understand the conditions for sin. If it's against the law, it might be against the law of the Jewish church, the traditional Jewish church that Jesus was growing up in. Or is it, in fact, in terms of modern sin that we understand? But by definition, there are three conditions, as I've said before. In order for something to be sinful, number one, it has to be wrong. Secondly, we need to know that it's wrong. And thirdly, we need to commit it with a free choice. In other words, you're not coerced or forced or anything like that to do it, or else have no other option. So, for example, if you're ill in hospital and you can't get to church, clearly you can't get to church. Your free will is taken away. So it's understanding then that in order to save somebody's life, what is the most important thing? You're saving the person's life because the Sabbath will support that belief. You're not going against the teaching of the Sabbath in order to save somebody's life. That's different to going to a party or going to the beach or some other thing. So in forming all of these ideas, let's be aware that we have to form an objective conscience, which is based on the teaching of the law and teaching of God, and not a subjective conscience that maybe just suits our lifestyle or where we are at the time. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.